right, good morning, everybody. We're going to talk about unemployment, the new stimulus bill, whether you should wait to file your taxes, disqualifications, whatever you guys have going on with the California EDD. I do have just 2 questions from people that are members on my channel. So I do those at the first of the live, and those 2 questions are, someone was saying that it is the end of their benefit year, or maybe even people are getting this when it's not the end of their benefit year. They said, why am I being asked to open a PUA claim when I've already been on a regular unemployment claim? And I don't know if you guys can see this here. This is the message that they're talking. I don't even know where to hold that so that you guys can see it. So I'm going to screenshot it up above and read it to you down below. It's kind of 2 sections. It's this top section is talking about PUA. And people on PUA, you guys don't have to open a new claim, because basically PUA only came about because of the stimulus bills. That program didn't exist before. So whether you qualify for a federal extension or not, or a state claim, you don't qualify for a state claim. So it's going to be paid out of the federal budget no matter what. So that's kind of why. You guys will just keep getting extended with the new stimulus packages. You shouldn't need to reapply. So that's what the top section says. If you already have a PUA claim, do not submit a new application. You will receive a message, blah, blah, blah. But this person didn't have a PUA claim. This is Lisa. This is your question. And then down here, this first option is file a new claim, but it's not talking about a PUA claim. That's file a whole new claim. So the top section's PUA saying, don't do this. Then the next part is, if you're not PUA, file a new claim. Or most people don't even need to do that. You can choose this option. It's going to be on your right. I don't know how it's showing up on screen, to manage the existing claim. So you can go in and manage your existing claim if your benefit year isn't over, and that should get you to your regular homepage. And then the second question is from somebody, I know she's not able to be on the live stream today. And what does she say? While I'm looking, I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I am happy because it looks like there's movement on a lot of claims getting fixed. I know a lot of your claims are still not fixed, but at least more claims are starting to get fixed. So this is from Barbara. She says, I have a 2-part question. I think my Fed Ed will expire when I have to reapply. So I'm thinking what she means is that her benefit year is ending right around the same time that she'll run out of Fed Ed, which is probably true for a lot of you. And I think she's asking, will I need to reapply? Yes, once your benefit year is over, you do need to reapply for benefits. And then if I'm not approved, will I still get my extensions? If yes, what do you think the process will be? So that is the thing. If your benefit year is over, you most likely are going to need to apply for a whole new claim. They can help you with that on the phone. And it might seem like they're not having you reapply, but they're checking to see if you would have enough benefits to qualify for a whole new claim when you call. But that is kind of faster if you call them, but there are more extensions. If you don't qualify for a new claim, it's not the end of your benefits. It's more of a formality that they're making people do that. But I do think they're going to make everybody do that. And again, that's because the federal government would prefer that we qualify for state unemployment, because then it would come out of the state's budget. Okay, getting into your questions. When I take a drink, if you guys could like the video, I would really appreciate that. No rules for the chat except for please don't ask your question more than twice, and I most likely am going to need to end this right at 12 today. Okay, so JS, maybe I won't read name. I don't know. I want to try and get through as many questions. Me thinking about it doesn't help. Okay. JS says, it says that if we don't qualify for a new benefit year due to a lack of wages or other EDD, will we just use info from the expired claim and put us on the new PEUC from the new bill? Yeah, it won't exactly. Yes. So it won't be expired anymore. It'll still say on extension. So yes, if you don't qualify for a new claim, that's when they would put you on the extensions. Andy says, I'm on Fed Ed still until the end of April. Does anyone know with the new bill, will I get more help? I tried to open a new claim because my year is over, but they said I didn't have enough hours to make a new claim. With this new bill, will I get another extension, or that's all? So I want just to remind everybody that the new stimulus bill has not officially passed yet. It passed the House. That's why I'm so hesitant to make the videos. I don't want to get people's hopes up when it hasn't passed. So that's coming this week to the Senate. And we know that language made it in the bill for a $15 an hour minimum wage in all states that they have to take out. So we know that that bill is going to need to be amended and then go back to the House anyway. At least that's my understanding of where we're at with it. So it's not finalized, but we do anticipate that all of the extensions will be extended through August 29th. Get it together, Shelly. Sorry. Such a beautiful day. Karen, thank you for the donation. I'm going to be on the lookout for your question. And Vanessa worked a little bit at the start of her claim year. I was underemployed. Claim year is March 20th to March 21. Is working for just 1 month of my benefit year means my new weekly benefit amount for a new claim will be small. Not necessarily, because again, remember that we're looking at base periods. So for you, you applied in March. Your base period was October, November, December of 2018, then through September of 2019. So you would have October of 2019, November, and then maybe part of March 2020 for wages as well. As well as those hours that you worked during the claim. And to make things even trickier, there is language in this new bill that if your new weekly benefit amount is lowered by $25 or more, they're also supposed to keep you on all the available extensions and then switch you to the new claim. So basically, how it's set up is if your new weekly benefit amount is more than $25 less than your current weekly benefit amount, you would also stay on the extensions. And I guess I didn't address that in Barbara's question either, because her question was, well, what happens after, my benefit year ends if I don't qualify, or if I do qualify? It's supposed to be automatic, but as you guys know, a lot of the things that the EDD says is supposed to be automatic, we end up needing to call about. So should be automatic, but will it really be? I don't know. All right. Linda says, PEUC claims can still collect what's left on their claim balance after their benefit year. I will have 2 weeks of claim balance and will be able to collect past my benefit year only till 4/10. I'm sorry, guys. I haven't had coffee and I was kind of rushing to I don't know. My day got off to a weird start, but it's gorgeous outside. Okay. If you have a claim balance, it might let you, and you're not PUA, if you were regular unemployment and now you're on PEUC and you have a claim balance past your benefit year, it is supposed to make you file a whole new claim and see if you qualify. Doesn't matter that you have a claim balance left. When the benefit year is over, you're supposed to file a new claim. But many people have been able to continue to certify for benefits past their claim year, but that's when it seems like those claims get stuck on pending or not paid, because the computer kind of catches up that, oh, it's past their benefit year. So even if you have a claim balance, you'll probably need to reapply. The date of 4/10 concerns me though, because that's usually for PUA claims. Michelle says, good morning. I reapplied and finally got 3 weeks paid on Friday. Tried to certify today, but there's a reopen claim button instead. That reopen claim button, guys, most people are needing to call to get that removed. Some people, it did update automatically, but a lot of people have had to call and get it removed. So that's what I would do. And I don't know why that keeps cropping up. I also, unfortunately, don't know why many of you have already submitted your ID documents and now it's asking you to do it again. Some people reporting as many as 3 times. So on that, you'll have to call them. John Francis says, I'm on my last 2 weeks on my first PEU extension. What will happen next? My benefits year ends on July 5th, 2020. So next, you'll go on to the second PEUC extension. And for you, since you haven't started using any of those weeks yet, that will take you all the way through April 10th. And by then, we should have another stimulus bill in place that will take you through your benefit year. On the phone with EDD, what a mess. That does not surprise me, but I'm sorry about that. Good morning, Andrew. Filing for a new benefit year appears to be a formality. Yeah, exactly. Even if we lack enough wages and don't qualify for a new year, a new extension from Biden should be there for us. Continue us through August. Exactly. Guys, there's going to be something there for you. It's a formality and we're all going to have to go through it at the same time. That makes me a little bit nervous, but there's going to be benefits through at least August 29th, in my opinion. So try not to worry about whether you'll qualify for a new claim or not. It's really just a formality. Absolutely. Daniel says, everyone should save a little bit of money, and this is a huge part of it. Mentally prepare for the lapse just in case. Yes, and some of you guys are newer to my channel, and I really appreciate you. I strongly believe in trying to build your financial freedom. And I believe in the American dream because it happened for me. I'm not going to go on this too long. I got called out for making that Yada Bank video. But if you're going to save money anyway, like literally in 5 months through that bank, I've got an extra $180. So why not save in the best bank? And I used to not do it either. For over 20 years, I didn't switch banks. I was like, it's too much hassle. But now, like, I need every extra penny I can get. So in that bank I am. And that's why I shared it. It did sound like a bit of an ad, and I'm sorry about that. Okay, Really Tired says, if PEUC claims end on 3/14, but the new bill is not yet passed, do we still get moved to Fed Ed, or do we have to wait until the new PEUC goes through? Boy, Really Tired, you're hitting me with a whammy. So this is going to be really interesting. There's some claims like mine that right on 3/13 is my benefit year end. And on 3/14 is when the new bill would start. So I don't know, assuming the new stimulus bill passes, I don't know if they'll keep me on the extensions or if they will go ahead and put the wheels in motion to switch me over to Fed Ed. I will say that I was in that same boat last time on December 26th before the bill had passed. My claim hit exactly 0 on that day, and I'm on the second PEUC extension. I'm not on Fed Ed. So I don't know how that will work. All I know is that there should be something for us. If the new stimulus bill didn't pass for whatever reason, Fed Ed would still be an option for us after that date. And the second PEUC extension phases out through the week ending April 10th. So if you have a claim balance on your PEUC extension and March 14th rolls around, you can continue to draw down on your claim balance through the week ending April 10th. I know this is getting to be a lot to keep track of. It's a lot even for me, quite honestly. I'm doing my best and hopefully giving you guys the answers you need. Daniel says, everyone should say, we read Daniel's. John Francis says, what can you advise me for not applying a new claim after my benefit year ends? Because I don't have a work history from last year and I know I'm not getting approved. What should I do? So just call and it is faster if you call because they can look right away and see that you won't qualify for a new claim and go ahead and load you up with the extension. So I don't think that'll happen automatically, but they can do that for you on the phone. Ben says, since I'm PUA, I never have to worry about filing a new claim. Feel badly for regular unemployment. As long as the new stimulus bill keeps extending unemployment, it pushes PUA out too, not UI. That's correct. And Tony says, EDD customer service is so bad. They sent your determination letter to one house. You cut off. But yes, the EDD is bad. Daniel J. retracted his message. Rasar says, if the EDD fails to implement new dole rules from the Biden bill, is Fed Ed still an option? Yes, it is. Black Jade says, good morning. I received a PUA claim form in the mail. Should I mail it to 28 or do I wait and certify March 7th as my online EDD portal says? So confused. Black Jade, I know that you're not new to unemployment. I know that this isn't the first time you've applied, but I need more information from you on that. I need to know, are you being switched to PUA? Because that's still a possibility as well. Is this the certification questions that say that the reason why you're currently unemployed is due to COVID-19? Or does it just look like the exact same certification questions? So I'm not sure on that because I'm not sure what they sent you. If it's stating that the reason why you're still unemployed is due to COVID, then yes, go ahead and send that back. And worst case scenario, it would say that you submitted one by mail and one online, and one would be a duplicate and they wouldn't pay the duplicate. Tony says, my EDD card ID verified because something you reached out. Oh yeah, Lorena Gonzalez is great. She is, I want to say, the assembly member in San Diego, but she's helping people that don't even live in San Diego. So I'm glad that you got her to help you, Tony. Jillian says, if a new bill is signed last minute, prepare for more delays, just like in January. Remember, more phases again. Yeah, I think at this point, I feel like we're already too late. The EDD takes a while to get these things programmed and it's not done. So I think it could take a while. Shoot. My chat just jumped. So when the chat jumps, I'd love it if you guys could like the video as well. Okay. Sorry, guys. John Francis says, I just don't understand why the Senate, both Democrats and Republican, have to go for debate when we all know not even a single Republican will vote yes on the bill. Should go to a vote right away. Yeah, but I mean, everybody needs a chance to have their voice heard, right? Like, that's why we elect them. I do think it takes a long time, but to put it to vote right away maybe isn't the right thing. Because, like, if you lived in a state, I don't know. I try to put myself in the other people's shoes. Like, maybe there's a state that wasn't affected by the pandemic that's reopened, and the people that lived in your state were like, it's time to cut this stimulus off. Wouldn't you want your elected officials to at least make your voice heard? I can't really imagine that any state's not affected by the pandemic and doesn't want this to go on, that their constituents don't want that. Probably big corporations, but you know, they're the voice of the people. And so even if we know how they're going to vote, I still want them to express the voice of the people. You know, politics are scary, but I want them to do their job and make my voice heard, even if we know it's not going to pass. Good morning, Nina. Tony says, now they're telling me it's invalid because EDD did not send the link, that you got it from Lorena and have to send with your ID. What a mess. Maybe they can send you the link themselves, the EDD, if they're telling you that that link was bad. Priscilla says, my last payment was January 31st, 2021, and I was only paid for 1 week, and my second week says NA. It says I reached my maximum benefits, but I'm on extension. Yes, you should be on an extension, but Priscilla, you're going to need to call. That should be an easy fix to get you those weeks. So and that's normally when they're rolling you over, and they are backlogged, but we're at the end of February now, so they shouldn't be backlogged that much. And for you guys that are not new to the channel, you know what I'm going to say the 4 steps are. 1, try calling, but it's hard to get through. 2, use Ask EDD to try and send them a message that way. 3, use Contact Us once you're logged onto your UI online homepage. And 4, use the link in the description to find your local assembly member, and they are oftentimes able to help. But Priscilla, it's normal to see your claim balance go to 0. That's probably what would have. And then it's normal to get the maximum benefits paid message. The part that's not normal is that you've gone 4 weeks without being able to certify and get paid. And they are backlogged, but like, I don't recommend waiting, you know. Get it fixed as soon as you can, but it's going to take some work on the phone. Jillian says, did you hear that Biden signed an executive order saying we can deny work if we think it's unsafe and still get paid? Yes, I did. But I don't know what that will entail. Like, if you say you felt unsafe, you might need to prove that your employer was negligent, that they weren't following the local guidelines, that they weren't able to socially distance, use 6 feet, and the guidelines for reopening are going to be different for each city. And I think that California is a very worker-friendly state. You guys might not like this, but I want to be upfront with you. I was a manager, and I have had to go to the EDD on the behalf of the business that I worked for, because that was my job. And we had we would write people up 3 times, and then the 4th time we would let them go, and for the same thing. So I feel like that was fair. But we had a gentleman who was late 3 times, didn't call, whatever, 4th time we let him go. And we documented it the first 3 times. California is such a worker-friendly state that even though I went and I said, hey, we gave him proper notice to fix the problem, they still voted in his favor. So you may, though, need to prove that your employer was negligent and kind of fight that. But I bet that in the end, the EDD will side with you. But how long is that end going to be? So that's something to be cautious of. Also, if your employer is truly not being safe, I want you guys to do 2 things. 1, call OSHA and report them to OSHA that they're not following guidelines. That's the Occupational Safety Hazard Administration or something like that. OSHA, OSHA. You guys can Google that and report your employer. And also I think it's just the Department of Labor for California, and report them there as well that they're not following guidelines. And also, if you do those 2 steps before you tell the EDD that you didn't feel safe, will probably go a long way if you do have to fight your employer on it as well. So yes, that's true that you can deny work if you feel unsafe, but you may have to prove what made you feel unsafe. Okay. Priscilla explained hopefully what that meant. Triana says, I'm getting so tired of looking at that reopen claim button. Every time I call, they tell me to just wait. We're the last of the Mohicans, apparently. Triana, that should be something that they can fix. The reopen claim button, they should just be able to take it off. If they're telling you that they can't and to just wait and it's just the reopen claim button that's the issue, reach out to your assembly member, because that should be something with a little nudge from your assembly member they can take care of. Johnny says, Johnny Monopoly, my mom's great at Monopoly. Wondering if we'll get any notifications for updating my expired driver's license, which expires today, or by chance, will I not get anything and continue to be able to certify? I don't think they'll catch it that it expired today. And usually the DMV will just mail you a new one within 7 to 10 days. But if it doesn't come in 7 to 10 days, go ahead and make an appointment with the DMV to get an updated license. But yeah, you'll be able to certify. That's, what's happening to so many people that are doing ID verification. One of my former employees, he's no longer with us, but he told me his ID had been expired for 2 years. 2 years. I love them, but sometimes they frustrate me because they work with me, so I know that they know better. They're I think of them as family. I think of you guys as family now as well. Okay, so Maria says, filed a new claim, but certified on old claims. Some weeks say paid, others say not paid. I did not qualify for a new claim. Does this mean I'm not under review anymore? If it's the current weeks that switch to paid and the older weeks that say not paid, that probably means you're not under review, but you're going to have to call them to get them to pay you those other weeks. Or it means they've switched you over to the proper extension, but you're still going to need to call them to get the not paid weeks paid. Jason says, I finally got paid. Miracles do happen. Phase 2 PUA. Yeah, and that's why I'm in a better mood today, you guys, because a lot of people, and I don't want to scare anybody, but the timeline on how long it took some PUA people to get paid, or some PEUC people too, to get paid, was from December 27th till 2 days ago, almost the end of February. So almost 2 whole months, people went without getting anything from the EDD. So whatever you can save, wherever you can save it, if it's under your mattress, I honestly don't care, but if you can, try and save something. But I'm so glad you got paid. Okay. Edgar says, if my benefit ends, and what earnings do I need to report to the EDD if I'm reapplying? If you, they'll have it. They're able to pull your W-2s if you're a traditional claim, and it should populate that wage information. But you would just enter whatever the last wages you received are. If you haven't worked at all since you first filed this claim, you probably won't qualify for a new claim, even if the earnings are there, but then you'll just get the extension. So it should be okay. Riri says, good morning. John Francis says, for the check, are they going to use 2019 taxes? I'm going to assume that you're meaning the $600 Golden State stimulus check. That's the California check for $600. And it's my understanding those are going off the 2020 taxes. Grace, your question cut off. I'll try and find it. John Gio just says, happy Sunday. Spencer says, oh, I'm such a boss. You guys are all so welcome. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining me today. I'm rambling. I'm trying to get to the questions. EDD, this is Will. EDD said, I should be able to start certifying for PUA the first week of March. Do you think they will automatically apply them, or will I have to call? So I'm guessing that you're part of phase 2 and that they've told you by March 7th you'll be able to certify. Not everybody on phase 2 has been able to certify, but you should be updated automatically. I don't think you're going to have to call, but check your UI Online homepage like every day, because it should just pop up. I think they're doing it in batches. If you're on FedEd, you have to reapply. It is my understanding that when your benefit year ends, you need to reapply. And it's possible, if you are able to certify after your benefit year ends, that those will get stuck on pending or not paid. Myra says, if you're on EDD for a while, is it still considering your employer, or is it just EDD itself? I would think you would still list your last employer. Although we've all been out of jobs so long, it feels like EDD is our employer, and calling them is certainly practically a full-time job. Tim R4W. Shelly, in Canada, they're house arresting anybody who comes inside. That's crazy. Chelsea says, 0 on FedEd. What's going to be next? So for people currently on FedEd, you haven't gotten the second PEUC extension. So you will go to the second PEUC extension that will take you through April 10th. And then by then, we think a new stimulus bill will pass that'll take you to August 29th. Eve says, if I send in my ID, photo, driver's license, do I still need to do the video? They said, congratulations on your ID. Me account has been activated without the video chat. Yeah, a lot of people don't have to do the video chat. The video chat happens if there's some sort of problem when they're verifying your ID. A lot of people just have to take the front and the back picture of their driver's license and then take like a selfie without doing the video chat. And that is what you want. And that's a good thing. That means that there were no issues, even with the ID.me people. And yeah, you are good to go. George says, I got my last 624 and I'm on my second extension. So George, no one should be out of their second extension yet, because they call it the 11-week PEUC extension. So that would have gone from December 27th all the way through March 13th. You shouldn't be out of your second extension yet. That should be your first 26 weeks of unemployment. Then you may have just ended your 13 weeks of PEUC. There should still be a second set of PEUC for you. If not, they would see if you qualify for FedEd. But no one should be out of their second set of PEUC benefits yet. Lala's Takas says, I reapplied and got 2 notices, one saying how much I would get, and then another one saying my claim is invalid. You're going to have to call them. It's probably going to be a good sign if you see a date you can certify. Oh, Will's saying smash the like button. So I appreciate that. Thank you, Will. Daniel says, every day EDD fixed my claim amount. My claim expires tomorrow, but I'm on extension and the amount left is exact to certify till April 10th. Are you on PUA? Because PUA claims do go all the way to April 10th and don't need to open a new claim. Anthony says, I hit max benefits, 0, end of claim, 4/3, not paid, 4/13 to 4/20. I was supposed to get a call from the EDD 7 to 10 days. This is day 8. I also got my UI inbox that I should get a letter. And Anthony, where's the rest of your question? Anthony, I don't see the rest of your question. But if you have to have a determination interview, is what those are called, there's not a way for the reps to fix that. You are waiting for them to call you, and they're going to ask you some questions about your last employer or maybe how you certified or something like that. And you will need to do that before you're able to get paid again. Riri says, I never received a link from EDD to verify ID.me. I'm on PUA, 0 balance since December 19th, extension put in place. And told by a friend, everyone has to verify to get paid, do we? That is not true. Not everyone was asked to verify their ID. So don't worry about that if you weren't asked that. That does mean that you're part of phase 2, and they haven't updated all of the phase 2 claims yet, but they should have that completed by March 7th. So check your UI Online account daily. Moose Free says, same as the past January when we had to reapply. Well, maybe. I wasn't unemployed last January, but yes, every time your benefit year ends, it's my understanding you have to reapply. Good morning, Chanel. I heard when bill passes and if before March 15th, you don't need to do the claim, get extensions, even if your claim ends after the new boost. I haven't heard that. As a matter of fact, and Sean, I'll send you I know how to get in touch with you, so I'll send you that, the way we're communicating, but it's from the Department of Labor. Even now, it's in there that if your benefit year ends, they're going to make you try and apply for a new claim. And Sean, if you're still listening, you'll totally get this. All those extensions are federally funded, and the federal government would rather the state pay for our unemployment benefits. If we qualify for a whole new claim, then it comes out of the state budget and not the federal government's budget. So I do think they're going to make us all reapply. Even if we don't qualify, and it is just a formality, but some people will probably qualify, and then that comes out of the state budget, and then the federal government's happy. Lizette says, I had an interview, but they only asked me if I was still with COVID and what jobs I was interested in, and that's it. Will I get the extension? Most likely, and I'm glad that, I have also heard that the phone interviews are really quick and easy. Sometimes they do just want to make sure that you're still unemployed due to COVID. Francis says, good morning. I was finally able to certify yesterday. How long will it take to get paid on the BOA card? It usually would be within like 72 hours. Probably, I would almost guess by tomorrow morning it'll be there. But up to 72 hours. Okay, so George, we answered yours. Karen, I'm still looking for your question. And again, thank you for the donation. So I'm about 25 minutes behind in the questions. Grace says, I currently receive partial unemployment. I'm not currently on PUA. My claim ends 3/15. Do you think I'll have issues filing a new claim? No, and just on that, call them, because instead of having to totally file a new claim, get denied, then get the extension, they can look right away, see if you have enough wages to qualify. And if not, then they can push you onto the extension. Rich says, good morning. Seems like this whole process of delay will happen again. I hope not. That's what I think too. I hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Lupe says, my husband has 4 weeks not paid, but the weeks of December 26th through January 26th, but he has been getting paid for the weeks thereafter. So you're going to have to call them. A lot of times that was because you hit the reopen claim button yourself without calling or waiting for it to automatically be removed, or they were switching you between extensions and maybe you continued to certify on an extension that you weren't eligible for anymore. Like that. So that's what can happen too if you continue to certify like past your benefit year or on the wrong extension. So, but you will need to call them to get that fixed. Karen says, Starbucks fund. You guys know I'm a Graham Stephan fan. I have not heard whether I got that job yet or not, but I'm a fan of make your own coffee and don't buy Starbucks. Annette says, since federal would rather have state pay, they will put me on PEUC when my benefit year ends. Not necessarily, and PEUC is a federally funded program. Brianda says, I have an eligibility interview today, but I've been advised that my eligibility issue has been resolved. What does that mean for my appeal that I've sent in? I'm not sure. So I would ask them when they call you. I hope that doesn't cause you any problems on your claim, but ask them because I'm not sure. Dick Wolf says, so what's up with the EDD and DocuSign? That takes 6 to 8 weeks to clear, and they're backlogged, so maybe even longer. And it does seem to be a lot of the people that got the DocuSign link are the ones that are now being asked to do ID.me. So if you're somebody that did DocuSign and now you're being asked to do ID.me, I would try and do that because it might still be faster to go that route. Kathy says, have you heard about the California unemployment tax forgiveness? It does not look like that's happening because California actually, we don't pay state taxes on unemployment. We only pay federal taxes, and that is not included in this stimulus bill. So as far as I can see, there's no reason to wait to file your taxes. Lala says, what's invalid claim under section 1277? I'm not sure. Andy says, what extension is after FedEd if you don't qualify for a new claim? I had to open a new claim but didn't qualify. I'm on FedEd. So you have not gotten your second PEUC extension, so that's what's next. That'll take you through April 10th, and then after that, it's the new extensions and the new stimulus bill that hasn't passed yet, but it's expected to take us through August 29th. Oh, Grant! Oh, he's probably not still in. You guys, I'm in Graham Stephan's mentorship, and Grant, we're going to do a collaboration video. He is amazing. He's had COVID. He lives in Louisiana, so he's been through the hurricanes, and he's like such an inspiration to me. He's probably not in here. He's in Vegas right now. He bid on some Pokemon cards that did not go well. I would have a heart attack if I lost that much money. But we're going to share his story because it's really inspirational. So that's coming soon. And Jenny Silver and I have another collaboration as well. So lots of, hopefully, stuff that you guys are interested in, I hope. Jern says, here we go. XXOGX says, I'm on pending still. If it's been more than 72 hours, call them. Karen says, not going to happen. Chelsea says, I got zero balance on FedEd. What's going to be next? So again, the second PEUC extension, and then more extensions once that new stimulus bill passes. Steph says, what happens if I'm on extension and my balance is on zero? So it's normal as you move between extensions, your claim balance has to hit zero. Then you might see maximum benefits paid. It's supposed to automatically put you on the new extension, but they're so backlogged that a lot of people are saying that they've had to call to actually get the new extension. Lawless is saying he's in the same boat as Andy. TTT says still not extended after regular UI. Call them if you have not been able to certify for more than 2 weeks, call them. If you've been pending for more than 72 hours, call them. And if calling them's not working, use Ask EDD, contact us, and reach out to your local assembly member. Leo Vid said, so I had pending 6 weeks after I verified my identity. I called and they said I need an interview to go over why I quit the job I got during the pandemic to see if I still qualify. Anyone else do that? Yeah, Leo Vids, that's actually what we were just talking about the phone interviews. And this is something that I try to talk about in my videos that I'm not sure I conveyed properly. Sometimes you're not just pending for ID verification. It's possible to have multiple issues on your account. So it should just be a couple of quick questions and then they should clear you up and get you paid. But calling will not fix that. You're going to need to wait till you have that phone determination interview. Danielle says, she's talking to Riri, says, I have not received a link to ID verify or income verification, but I still got my extension. That's correct. Some people don't have to do it. Giant John Jr. says, yeah, my benefit year is up March 27th. I have about $7,000 worth of work on a 1099. What's going to happen with me? You might qualify for a new claim, but if not, you'll get the extensions. Again, it's really a formality. Brianda says, is my disqualification stemmed from my eligibility issue? I assume yes, but not sure what to do or the difference, please, anything. So, Brianda, with disqualifications, that can be lots of different things. It probably is an eligibility issue, or that they're claiming that they didn't get your ID verification on time. So, you might be able to call them, and disqualifications are harder. A lot of times you do have to appeal them, but call them to see if there's anything that you can do to get that disqualification removed, and see if they can tell you why it's on there. Because without knowing all the details of your exact claim, I can't tell you why that would be there. George. Oh, we did George. Georgia says, "Hi, Shelly. On Arizona EB, claim balance 4022. Memo says I was disqualified. What does this mean?" So I'm not sure in Arizona. Here in California, it can mean a couple things. Again, ID verification or something. We call it certifying for benefits. I'm not even sure what it's called in Arizona, but like the weekly thing that you fill out telling them that you still don't have a job, or it could be one of those things. Something that's flagging it here is if you say you couldn't go to work due to childcare because like the computer system doesn't understand the pandemic. So you want to make sure that whatever it's called in Arizona, that basically you're telling the computer that if work was offered to you, you could accept it. Here in California, you would definitely need to call if it said disqualification. And then sometimes you have to file an appeal and have a judge hear your case. But unfortunately, you'll have to call them to find out what's causing that. Dan and Greg says, "I'm on regular unemployment, working reduced hours until 3/13. My money will be zero when I certify 3/7. Do I wait until then to try and file a new claim? Will they send me a message so I know what to do next?" So you might have more extensions available to you. You have to wait to file a new claim until your benefit year is completely over. Um, if your benefit year is completely over, what you'll need, go ahead and give them a call because that's going to kind of be the faster way. Grant did dip out before he heard my response. He's sightseeing in Vegas with his fiance. Anthony said, "If I have to file a new claim, I worked first 2 quarters of 2020, should be able to qualify, but I haven't worked. Aren't you supposed to earn money before you can open a new claim?" Yeah, and again, really, that is just a formality. And some people have worked a little bit. Like we thought we were going to be able to open, and I went back a couple of times. Lots of restaurants thought they were going to get the all clear to reopen, or did reopen and brought back some of the staff for limited hours, then had to close again. So some people will qualify for a new claim, some won't. But if you don't, then you'll have the extension. And welcome, new member King. Where am I? Okay. Sorry. I'm on Ronald's question, and I'm now 32 minutes behind. I filed a new claim and was granted a new claim. So I certified for 2 weeks and still no money. Call them because that's too long. Ben says, "Been trying to verify my ID for 2 months. I've been verified for 30 days. My state rep sent in my documents, which have been pending for 1 month. I filed an appeal. I sent DocuSign, nothing. Unfortunately, Ben, it seems like you've done all the steps. Can you call them? Because this might be one of those things like we just talked about where there's multiple issues on your account. It might be that the EDD has your documentation and then that's good, but that they need you to do one of those phone determination interviews that would ask questions about your prior employment or possibly how you're answering the certification questions. Captain Affiliate says, "Hi, I'm on the 20-week extension. My year is up in March. I'm in New York." So I believe in New York, you're going to have to open a new claim as well, or at least try to, because those instructions are coming down from the Department of Labor, which kind of trumps any state's rules. So the Department of Labor is saying, "Hey, once your benefit year is over, we want people to try and open a whole new claim." So I think you're going to have to do that there too. Here in California, if you call to have them help with that, they can immediately see if you qualify, and if you don't, put you on the extension. Vivian, we did a Really Tired's question, and thank you again for the donation. Vivian said, "EDD couldn't verify my ID. And you did the video chat. Now EDD disqualified me. I sent an appeal. Been waiting for over a month. Should I call the EDD?" You can try. I hate to say this. My friend's appeal took 15 weeks. It was only supposed to take 10 weeks. The EDD didn't send something that the judge needed, and so it got pushed back another 5 weeks. And a moderator on another message board just said it's taking 18 weeks for an appeal. But call them and see if there's a way to get that moving faster, but there may not be. Karen says, I pray every day for extensions till August. PSI hoard cash and clip coupons. Cool. I love clipping coupons. And Karen, if you're not already, definitely do Ibotta. I don't think I have a link for that anymore in the description, but it's a great program. Emily, I'm terrible with names. Hi, Shelly. Can you talk about retroactive? We did ask EDD for December 1st. Do you think we might get some back pay? Yes, I think that December 1st is not a full week, so they won't be able, and that was the first date it's available, but how the work weeks work, it would be December 6th would be the first full week that you could get it. But yeah, if you asked for backdating till then, they should be able to do that. It may take some time though. Slap says, why is everyone taking so long to change UI portal online? Bake Bexy, total, and certify. I'm still waiting my reapply extension. I'm not sure what that means. Oh my goodness, guys. My chat just jumped. I don't like to skip questions. Oh, this is terrible. I don't want to miss questions, but I also worry that the people that ask questions way earlier are maybe not still watching the chat. Let's do Sandeep's question because this is really good. Although he asked it a million times. Please only ask the question twice because it's hard enough I get lost in these comments. I'm a full-time student on PEUC, but now I got the message that my benefits will be denied. I should be able and available to work. What should I do? So what you have to be honest, or you should be honest about, I can't tell you what to do. You should be honest if you're back in school. But that's going to mean you need a phone determination. And again, these computer systems do not understand the way we work and live today. They don't understand that I can have a full-time job and I can take classes online. They don't understand that I can have a full-time job and take weekend classes. They have no clue that it's entirely possible to both be a student full-time and accept full-time work. So you're just going to need to explain to them that, hey, yeah, I'm a full-time student, but I can absolutely be a full-time employee as well. So that's what you'll need to do. Let's do Mare Bears because she always leaves me nice comments on my videos. And she says, if California doesn't pay state unemployment taxes, should we have our taxes taken out of our UI payments? So we don't pay state tax ever. So when we check that box, that's withholding taxes for our federal taxes. And, some people need the money right away. Some people with a lot of dependents will get a refund anyway. I do check that box because I don't want to owe at the end of the year. California still isn't able to withhold taxes out of that extra $300 that we're getting right now. Probably won't be able to do it out of the extra $400. So I recommend trying to save at least 10% back from that for next year's taxes. And again, I'm skipping around. I am going to have to go right at the end of the hour. So I'm going to do about 12 more minutes of questions. If I skipped your question, I'm so sorry. We are going to go live again tomorrow at 6 p.m. And hopefully when I answered someone else's question, it also pertains to you. Daniel says, when will I be getting paid? My account says pending. So normally it goes to paid like later that night, like after 10 p.m. or the next morning. But some people say pending for weeks and weeks. If it's longer than 72 hours, you have to call, use Ask ED, contact us, and reach out to your assembly member. Rosalind says, when does the MEUC start and how with the extra 100 from Michigan? Well, Rolanda, that is the $100 question that we'd all like to know. It hasn't rolled out here in California either, and they've been pretty silent about how and when they're going to roll that out. So your guess is as good as mine. Here in California, they mentioned something briefly about it, and then not a peep again. But that is currently in the new stimulus bill that hasn't passed yet. but it looks like they're going to continue giving that extra 100 through August 29th. It might be optional for the states. I need to look into that more. I'm not sure they all had to participate in that, but it's probably just taking a long time to roll out. And the MEUC, for those of you that don't know, that's the Mixed Earners Unemployment Compensation. So that's for people who had both like an Instacart job or an Uber job or wedding photographer, and maybe they did that full time, but maybe they also worked weekends at a local animal shelter, but they weren't a volunteer. They were getting paid for it. And because of that, they would have to be on a regular unemployment claim at potentially a much lower weekly benefit amount. And so they're trying to give this extra $100 to the mixed earners that had both self-employment or gig economy work and W-2 work, an extra $100 to compensate for the fact that they might be getting $100 less than they were, or getting less than they were if they were able to qualify from their primary income source. So yeah, it's coming, but I don't know when for any of the states, including California. Okay, Michael says, girl, my friend only got $2,000 on her card when she got it, and she's been waiting 5 months. It all depends on the weekly benefit amount. So if somebody had a really low weekly benefit amount, it might be possible that it's that low. Your intuition says, I appreciate the info. You guys are all welcome. Magdi says, I get PEUC since April. Will it be extended till August 2021 in the new bill? It does seem like it's going to be extended August 29th of this year. Reem, I probably skipped your question. Oh, your claim changed from pending to disqualification. So you're going to need to call them. That could be from ID verification. It could be the way you're answering the certification questions. If you answer the certification questions in a way where it thinks that you're not able to accept work, it's going to flag it, and you're going to need to have like a determination interview. Pending to disqualification is usually because of ID. You might need to appeal. I hope not. Call them and ask why it went. Call them and ask like what happened to cause my claim to have disqualification. Oh, Sandeep says he's not spamming. But I answered you, Sandeep. I'm really behind on the comments. That's all. Aztec John. I answered him. Daniel said, I finally got paid for December after my account got suspended, but I can't certify for January and February. Call them about that. You know, it's been a long time to wait now, so call them. Did it change to 400? They still have me at 300 in Nevada. Tia, no, it has not actually been approved yet. If that stimulus bill passes, we think it will, but we don't know, that would start March 14th. So the first week, March 14th through March 20th would be the first week that the amount would be 400 if it passes. And if there's not delays in programming and updating all of our unemployment office's computer programs, it may take a little while to roll out. Carrie, Carrie's helping. Carrie's yelling about the spamming. Freddie says, if we didn't use the full first weeks of PEUC and going to hit 0, are we eligible for the second round? Yes, you'll be able to get the second round through April 10th. Letitia says, PUA in Kentucky. I have been on it months. I was last paid $111.21. My regular payment and 2 weeks of boost. Since I've refiled, my account is all messed up. Girl, I've sent in identity verification. It says failed. I'm less familiar with how things run in Kentucky. You know, I know it's like next to impossible to get through to your unemployment office, but call, see if there's an option once you're logged in to message them. See if there's like one of those chat boxes at the bottom of your state's unemployment webpage that's like chat with us or ask a question. That should be another way. I didn't know this, but not every state has assembly members, but reach out to your governor, your senator, your mayor, Google all your representatives and send them a message too. use the word hardship. Say, I haven't been paid since 1/11. I am experiencing financial hardship because I am not getting my unemployment benefits. Can you please help me? And hopefully, someone can help you. So Sandeep, I'm just normally really behind on the questions is what it is. Like I'm just now seeing 1140 questions and I skipped some, unfortunately. I did not mean to skip them. Esmeralda says, so Steph, it's not because of financial aid. It could be, but a lot of that is like a Pell Grant, and grants you don't have to report. But what I think it is the computer systems don't know, so they think he can't work a full-time job. So he's just going to have to explain that. Esmeralda says, hello, good morning. I have the maximum benefit paid message, and I'm waiting for an extension. I've been waiting almost a month. I keep calling, and they say I just need to wait. So, I mean, they are backlogged, but it sounds to me like you just haven't gotten the right rep. So call, use Ask EDD, use Contact Us, and that's probably something that an assembly member can help you with. So reach out to your assembly member. And for California, how to find that, it is linked in the description. Letitia says, please help. Oh, PUA. Oh, yeah. So I just answered yours, and I hope that helps. Aztec John, I think, shoot. I don't see that. Oh dear, some dirty stuff. King says, I had an interview appointment. They never called. Then my weeks certified were disqualified. Call them. And also, those other things, Ask EDD, Contact Us, and your local assembly member. Explain to them what happened and use the terms financial hardship. So Sandeep, we went through that, but tell them you can do full-time work. Shoot, Rich says, people need to have some patience. Yes, I get behind. Oh no, someone's saying that there may be a victim of fraud. I need a moderator again. I don't know what happened to my blue-eyed female. I got to reach out to her, see if she can help me again. Moderate some of these. Uh-oh. Somebody's saying I'm no help. I'm sorry about that. But you guys are laughing about it maybe, so maybe it's okay. Are they going to add money to my friend's card? She just now finally got $2,000 on it. I don't know her weekly benefit amount. So it's hard for me to say. It's hard for me to say how, many times she's certified. Make sure she continues to certify. If she's owed money that she hasn't received, call them. Also, I'm worried about the large amount on the card. And if she's new to unemployment, make sure that she has that card set up for automatic transfers to her regular bank. Oh, Samantha says, Christian, you can use your 2019 to maximize your child dependent credits. Yes, that's true for the federal stuff. But for the $600 stimulus check, I believe it goes off 2020. Tia says, thanks so much, Shelly. I'm just praying I don't have to pay a lot of taxes back. Being on PUA with 2 kids is awful. I had to wait 8 months to get PUA. So Tia, I don't know your tax situation. I'm not a financial advisor or a tax professional, but a lot of people who have children or dependents are actually getting a refund. So hopefully, fingers crossed, you do too. I'm single. I don't have kids. So that's largely why I'm going to owe. Johnny says, I just started my new job. Oh, yes. Report your earnings. Michael says, so you guys get bad. And I need a moderator because I need to get these questions out of here, but I'm not good at computering. So since I do need to add this on the hour and you guys have strayed way off topic, I'm going to do Kaniqua's question, and that'll be the last one for the day. They say I owe $7,000, but when I call, they say it's not an overpayment. No letter was sent out. So now I can't appeal. I'm so confused and frustrated with the EDD. Kaniqua, reach out to them by Contact Us and Ask EDD. That way, when they do reply, you'll have something in writing to go off of. That also, please reach out to your local assembly member and explain what happened. That way you'll have that in writing from them as well and say, hey, I tried to fix this. I don't know what's going on. These are the steps I took to try and get it fixed. I wasn't given the option to appeal, but if they're saying that I owe that, I would like to appeal. You guys are saying you want to lighten the mood. Okay, and I'm going to end it there because you guys have, oh, no, let's do Monique's. Sorry, Monique, yours is in between all of the dirty comments. I'm sorry about the dirty comments. Please don't do that, guys, because people have legitimate questions and I really want to help everybody. I appreciate the mood lightening, but probably the people that are here to get help do not. And I don't appreciate overly dirty questions. And everybody, if you could please like the video, I would appreciate that. So Monique says, my benefits just ended. Would I automatically go to PUA? What do I do? So Monique, you're probably going to go to one of the extensions. I don't know which one. If you just ended your first 26 weeks of unemployment benefits, then you actually wouldn't be eligible for the first PEUC extension because that expired December 26th. So you'd probably go to the one that takes you through April 10th. But basically, even if it ended, there should be another program for you to go into. And welcome new member, Priscilla. Priscilla, do you have a question? If you do, I will do your question and then I'll sign off. So if you've got a question, Priscilla, type that in, and thank you for becoming a member. I'll wait a few minutes because I don't know if there's a lag on your end. I don't know that. You're welcome, Monique. Yeah, there should be something for you. It's supposed to happen automatic, but a lot of times the EDD is so backlogged, it's not happening automatic, and you're going to need to call. Karen Cohen. It's tricky though, because I know a lot of times people like to vent, and if you guys need to vent, yeah, okay. Oh dear. Okay, I don't see a question from Priscilla. Karen, I'm gonna write your name down. I might reach out to you. Live your life. Yeah, I can't answer everything, unfortunately. Karen, I'm gonna write your name down. Kind of look at your comments on the channel. So how I did it with Blue Eyed Female as a moderator, just to let you guys know. I don't know her personally. She did it for free because she's a sweetheart. If I see you in the chat, maybe I'll just make you a moderator, and then, you could take out all the duplicate comments or anything that's too dirty. And I don't know if that's something you want to do, but I'll try and catch you in the comments and reach out to you and see if you would be willing to help with that. If anybody else wants to be a moderator on these chats, maybe leave me a comment on this video after it stops being live, because it's apparent that I could use some help in that department. All right, everybody, have a great Sunday. I hope I was able to help you. Oh, I did want to say one more thing. The EDD sent out letters. If you are just at the end of your first 26 weeks of unemployment benefits, the EDD sent out an automatic letter that said you were getting a 13-week PEUC extension. That extension doesn't exist anymore. That extension expired December 26th. So you're not getting that. What you should be getting if you're just at the end of your first 26 weeks of unemployment is the PEUC extension. They might call it the 11-week PEUC extension, but that's only going to take you through April 10th when that expires. And then we're waiting on that new stimulus bill to pass. Okay, everyone. I'm really sorry about the comments. I will try and reach out to some people to help. Please leave me a comment after this video ends if you would like to help with that. And no obligation. You don't have to be here. It's just if I see you in chat, I'll make you a moderator. Oh, okay. Well, if I check your comments and you're generally nice and respectful and helpful. All right. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Go Dodgers. Are they playing today? Go Dodgers.